Hello, my name is Patricia McLoughlin. I work as a public health nurse specialising in child health. One of the main focus of my work is carrying out developmental screening and surveillance on children from the age of 0 to 3.5 in partnership with their parents in order to ensure they're reaching their milestones appropriate for their age, and if they're not, the appropriate interventions are offered. So today I'm going to discuss why monitoring your child's development is so important. I'll specifically look at the developmental milestones for children aged between 6 months to 2 years, and you will be offered an appointment with your area public health nurse for your 7 to 9 month and 18-month 2-year check at your local clinic. So at the onset, it's important to stress that there is no other period of brain development that is as critical to setting the stage for human growth and development and positive infant health as the first 6 years of a child's life. But what happens in the early years can affect the course of development across your child's lifespan. So one cannot assume that because your child's developmental milestones are on target at 3 months, that they will remain on target as your child ages. Therefore, it is so important to attend for your child's developmental checks, because if they are not reaching their milestones, then we can offer the appropriate and earlier interventions. So to recap, what we do at these developmental checks is we always ask you, the parent, about any concerns you may have, as well as looking at the following 5 areas of development. So their communication, which is babbling, vocalizing, listening and understanding. Gross motor, which looks at arm, body and leg movements. And then fine motor, which pertains to their hand and finger movements. Problem solving, which looks at learning and playing. And then finally, personal and social, which focuses on solitary social play, play with toys, and playing with other children. So now we're going to look at communication from 7 months up to 2 years. So at around 7 months, we know that your child will begin to make sounds like dada, kaka, and baba. And then at around 9 months, they are actually saying mama, dada, baba. And they're able to follow an instruction such as bye-bye, clap hands, and they love playing games such as peekaboo. Then 18 months, your child, if they want something, will point usually with their index finger. They can follow a simple instruction like show me the dog, get your nappy, and they will have about 8 to 10 words. At around 2 years, you will observe that they're now putting 2 to 3 words together, such as all gone and give me, and they can follow up to 3 instructions, usually without you helping them, such as close the door, take my hand. So now we're going to look at gross motor. And we know that the first year of your child's life, they learn about the world through their senses. So in the second year of life, they learn about the world through movement. So at about 7 months, they're now beginning to roll over, they sit with support, and they may be able to get into crawling position on their hands and knees. 9 months, they're now sitting up independently, and they're able to pull themselves up along the furniture and usually walk alongside it. 18 months, they're now walking by themselves. 24 months, they can walk up and down the stairs, usually if you hold onto their hands, and they walk and run well. So now looking at fine motor, 7 months, they're able to reach for and pick up a toy using both hands. And this is a really important part of their development because the brain, which is divided into 2 hemispheres, is connected by a bridge called the corpus callosum. And we know this action has happened when they're able to pick up the toys and transfer from one hand to the other. So now at around 9 months, they'll be able to get a spoon into their mouth. 24 months, feeding themselves with a spoon, usually without creating too much of a mess. And they can also begin to turn pages of a book, stack blocks, usually about 7 or 8, one on top of each other. And now finally, looking at problem solving. At around 7 to 9 months, they're exploring the world by mouthing everything, and usually see they love putting their hands, their toys, their blocks into their mouth, and they love passing a brick from one hand to the other, and they're becoming aware of cause and effect. And you can see this when they like to bang their toys on the table. And they now begin to look if you hide their toy. And 18 months, they like to put things into containers. So they love dropping their toys, blocks, cars into a container. And if you give them a crayon, they love to scribble, usually on your walls. 24 months, if they want something they can't reach, they'll find a chair or a box and stand stand on it to reach up for whatever they want. And they now, at this stage, begin to line cars, their toys, blocks in a row. And then finally, we're going to look at personal social skills. 7 months, they begin to smile and coo, especially if they're placed in front of a mirror. And they begin to behave differently towards strangers, usually crying, which is a good indicator of secure attachment to their parents or their main caregivers. And 9 months now, we can notice that they can feed themselves with a rice cracker, they can drink water or formula from a sippy cup. At 18 months, they like to copy everything you're doing, mainly when you're doing household tasks, and they like to get your attention by pulling on your hands or your clothes. And then 2 years, they're now able to drink from a cup without spilling, and they can start to call themselves I or me rather than their name. And remember, it's such a vast subject. You can always consult your CHIS booklet, which is the Child Health Information Booklet, if you require any additional information on your child's milestones, healthy diet, how to encourage their speech and language development, and age-appropriate play, oral hygiene, and so on. So parenting is a very challenging, but at the same time, the most rewarding job you will ever do. So enjoy and have fun being a parent.